Today I want us to have a look at this watch, the FS4774. It's a nice watch, but is it a watch that you should consider going for? In the next few minutes we'll have a look at the aesthetics of the watch, we'll have a look at the materials that the watch is made of, the water resistance of the watch, the occasions for which the watch is suitable. We'll look at setting the time on the watch, resizing the watch if it does not fit too well, and changing the battery. Let's now look at the aesthetics of the watch, and as you can see, the watch looks really good. Both the casing and the bracelet look quite good. If you look at the casing, you'll see it will have a round casing and it's got quite a modern looking dial, quite simple and not complicated. Also, when you look at the bracelet, also quite good. It's made of smoked stainless steel, and therefore from an aesthetics point of view, the watch looks really good. Let's look at the material that the FS4774 watch is made of. So this watch is made of stainless steel, and specifically this watch is made of smoked stainless steel, and therefore the watch is going to be very durable and it is unlikely to actually get damaged. Secondly, the watch is quite resistant to scratches because it is made of stainless steel, and of course this does not mean that you are not going to have scratches. The watch is just more resistant to scratching. Now, given that this is smoked stainless steel, the scratches are going to be even less visible, especially if they are not very deep. When they are very deep, then you are going to see those scratches coming through. Another benefit with the watch is that since it's made of stainless steel, it's unlikely to actually go out of fashion very soon. So it's quite timeless because of the material that it is made of. You'll be able to wear your watch a couple of years from now and still look good. The only drawback you need to think about is that since the watch is made of stainless steel, it is going to be quite heavy. It's going to be heavy compared to watches that are made of titanium and aluminium. So if heavy watches are not your thing, you probably don't want to go for this particular watch. Then when we look at the water resistance of the watch, it is at 5 atmospheres, meaning it can handle raindrops, it can handle water splashes, it can handle some level of exposure to swimming. But with this type of watch, I would stay away from water unless I have no control over it. So if it's raining and I'm running in rain and I happen to be wearing the watch, that's understandable. The watch will probably be able to withstand that anyway, but I would not deliberately go swimming with this type of watch because it is unnecessary exposure. Okay, let's go to the occasions that this watch would be suitable for. So the watch is more of a formal slash casual formal watch, so it is quite good if you're going to the office, if you're going to business meetings, if you're going to evening work events, if you're going to formal occasions, if you're having family lunch, date nights. The watch will be quite good for those types of occasions and events, but you probably don't want to wear the watch if you're going to do intense activities like exercising, etc. In those cases, you probably just want to leave the watch at home. And then to set the day of the month and to set the time, all you need to do is to pull the crown outwards. If you want to set the day of the month, you pull the crown once. If you want to set the time, then you pull the crown twice outwards, and then you'll be able to set the time and the day of the month. Then when it comes to changing your battery and when it comes to resizing your watch, I've sourced 2 different videos from 2 different YouTube channels. I've also added a link to those channels below. So we'll start with the one about changing the battery, and after that one you'll have a look at the one where you are resizing your watch to fit you properly.
Bullnose pliers, and you can do it on the table or in your hand. There we go. So it's starting to turn now. You can see, let me just get that in there, get over it. Let's see if it turns by hand. Yep, and then it turns by hand, as you can see. Now inside these there is a seal, a rubber seal, obviously because it has to be watertight. So when you slide that off, you take off, it's got your details there, Fossil. Where is it? It pushes in between that plastic, and that plastic pushes something else down. So basically, you've just got to be careful. One, when you take it off, that if the seal comes off, it's just a bit of a, you know, a 5-minute messing around to place it back in nicely so it fits. Because once it comes off, it twists slightly. So that's one option. You know, just be careful. Two, take your pliers, bullnose pliers, and slowly take this piece out, but don't rip it out, just gradually, well, just lift it like so. You don't want it all to come to pieces. So as you can see, there's those metal pieces there, and I don't want to lose them. There for the switches, and there we go. And as you can see, the battery is there. Now there's a metal piece, if I can try and focus on this, there's a metal piece there which holds the battery in, it holds it in place, and that, let me just go down, literally one side will lift up. Now I'm using this extra, I don't know what they call the bloody blades over here, but it's just a little knife sharpener or whatever, a sharp blade for cutting things. Lift up the piece there. As you can see, it's this metal piece here that lifts up. It doesn't come all the way, it doesn't need to. Then put your blade inside and pop. There we go. So I've taken out the battery, just making sure by checking the battery it says 371 on the back, so we're good. That says 371 on it. I don't know if you can see that. So I've got the right battery, that's the good thing. Now remembering which way, positive is always up, or you know, it goes upwards. Take this unit out, get this. Try and touch it on the sides and not the battery. Touch the battery on the sides and don't touch it. This is the old one. Don't touch it like that, because that can short the actual battery. Touch it on the sides where you're not shorting it. Slide the battery back in, like so. Just slide it in. This side piece, the silver piece, or the bit that holds it down, clips back, just pushes back down. As you can see, it's not coming out. And that's, let me just get that in there. And that's back in. Now I'm looking at the, just check the battery to make sure it's working. And via looking at the watch, you can see the second hand's now going around down here. You can see. So that's short and sweet and simple. No extra cost in buying extra fancy tools. I know you can go to different places and they'll charge $45 over here or even more for, you know, I'm in Florida, so $45 plus.
How to adjust a Fossil watch with just a pair of needle nose pliers and a medium paper clip. You'll take the medium paper clip and you can just cut off roughly about a ½ inch. The medium paper clip, you just want to make sure it'll fit into the hole of the band. What we're going to do is take and tap out the little rod that holds the band together, and then we can add or remove pieces as needed. The actual band goes together. They're links similar to this. This is off of this band, and these rods will slide through each one to hold it together. So these would lap in this rod would go in here, and so on and so forth. If when you're working on it, you have any of these little kind of a sleeve pop out, the sleeve actually goes into this area. Alright, so now let's show you how to go about it. We will take the rod and we're going to put it right into, line it up with the little shaft. We also have some little 1/4 inch foam just so we don't injure the watch, and we're going to tap the axle. I went and grabbed another pair of needle nose pliers. You don't have to have 2 pair of needle nose, but I did it so that way you can see without my fingers being in the way of the camera. So we'll just line it up to the little axle, and we'll take the flat part of the needle nose and we'll just hit a few taps. See, the little rod gets pushed through and then the watch comes apart. If you have to remove several of the links, then you'll want to do one from this side and one from the other side to take and make sure that the clip still stays the same. To put any back in, we will just do the opposite. We'll line these back up. Take the little rod, make sure that it all lines up, and tap it back in. The nice thing with the needle nose pliers is you can control how far you tap it in without hitting the watch. Then you can just push it down flush with the actual needle nose instead of beating on the actual watch. Okay, here we go. I added one in, replaced the next axle, and we'll be done. Alright, as you can see, they're all, I put the links back in and everything works correctly.
Okay, that's the end of the video for today. Remember to like, to share, to subscribe, and to comment. Till next time, goodbye.